Intelligence pinpointed a border farm where the team were preparing a shoot. 4 IRA men were getting their vehicles ready when the SAS swooped and made the arrest. In the search, they found the rifle's lethal ammunition and, in the end, the rifle itself, concealed under the floor of a horse box.
We'd caught them red-handed. We'd struck a blow, the first proper blow probably for 20 years, against South Amapara, who'd almost thought they had become invincible. We'd struck right at the heart of their morale and their feeling of invincibility. It was a great feeling for all the members of the army and for the police, because we'd worked a long time to achieve this. We'd lost if at Bombardier Restrick a couple of months before, and we really felt that this was one back for him.
It brought about quite a degree of shock on the part of the IRA to be arrested right in their own backyard, so to speak, where they felt a certain degree of relaxation to find that here they were arrested and their weapons seized.
The IRA weren't actually holding weapons at the time of the arrest. Unlike previous allegations of shoot to kill, in this case no shots were fired.
Above all, I think the fact that we had arrested them and not shot them,
Not killed them.
Was, I think, very important as well, because it sent a message that there weren't going to be any martyrs. They'd been caught red-handed. They were going to go down. That they were no longer invincible.
One of those arrested was Seamus McArdle. He wasn't just a member of the sniper team, he was also the elusive triple thumbprint man behind the Docklands bomb. John Greaves' mystery was solved.
I was actually at a rock concert one night, and my pager went off right at the end of it, and it was a message to call my contacts in the RUC urgently, and it was clear even from the pager message that they were very excited about something.
The sniper team was tried and convicted in Belfast and sentenced to long years in prison. The irony is that following the election of Tony Blair, a second IRA ceasefire and the signing of the Good Friday Agreement, the sniper team will soon be released. Such is the price of the hoped-for peace. In Belfast, Rita Restorick was in court to see her son's killers tried and convicted.
Those who were sentenced for the killing of your son and others too will be released very shortly under the Good Friday Agreement. How do you feel about that, to see your son's killers go free and the killers of others?
It's very hard, like it is for all the other people who are having to see this happen. But if we could be sure that this route we're taking works and there'd be no more killing, then it's something we have to accept.
At the moment, there's no guarantee that the route will work. For years, the stumbling block to cementing a lasting peace has been the IRA's refusal to hand over or destroy its weapons. That's what the British government and the Ulster Unionists have always demanded. But for the IRA, it's been a step too far. Why is it so illogical to ask the IRA to decommission its arsenal if the IRA is really interested in peace?
Decommissioning is one of these dishonest words, isn't it? Rather like calling the Ministry of War the Ministry of Defence. And decommissioning means hand in your weapons, which is, after all, the traditional the traditional mark of defeat. Defeated armies stack their weapons and walk off into prison camps. And I think it's established in the history of Irish rebellion that this is not something you do. If you decide to end your campaign, you stick your gun somewhere in the roof and continue to lead a peaceful life, but you don't go and hand it in. Any organization which has support and financial support and chooses violence can get hold of weapons, and token handing over of weapons is really meaningless, but is politically counterproductive.
The restoration of the executive and the return of Martin McGuinness as Minister for Education is reason for optimism. It's happened because the IRA was prepared to open its bunkers for inspection. But the gesture doesn't impress many who spent their lives putting McGuinness's colleagues behind bars. To them, opening up bunkers isn't the same as giving up guns.
You just cannot have a bunch of terrorists, and I feel probably once a terrorist, always a terrorist, a bunch of terrorists wandering around, and if they get a bit sad and they throw their teddy bear in the corner, they can just go out and get their Armalite or their AK-47 and pick up where they left off, be it in 5 years' time or 10 years' time. I feel there cannot be a political solution. Well, as they have been described so many times, the men of violence still have their weapons, their tools of violence.
For now, the peace process is back on track. Hundreds of soldiers are preparing to go home. They believe their job has been done.
What has the army achieved? 600 killed, 6,000 wounded, 30 years of experience. I think what we have achieved is that we've held the line. We've contained terrorism to allow a wider strategic political plan to be developed and implemented. And I think we've done that job pretty well.
If the peace process moves to its conclusion, these soldiers will be the first of many to leave. Much rides on the IRA's statement that it will put its arms completely and verifiably beyond use. We are where we are today because the Brits pursued their own Armalite and ballot box strategy, tough security matched by political initiatives. After 30 years, the Brits have not defeated the IRA, but forced it to face political reality. In the light of the IRA's recent statement, do you believe that the war is over?
That's a very significant statement. It goes further than anything we've heard publicly from them before.
I think it's amazing, and to the credit of all the parties in Northern Ireland, that we've made the progress we have. I think we delude ourselves if we think that the process of healing and of finding a peaceful way forward is yet complete.
What I can say with confidence and optimism is that we'll never go back to the dark days. The public of Northern Ireland won't have to go back to the dark days, and public further afield won't have to go back to the dark days they had to endure for almost 30 years. Maybe too soon to say the war is over. I think we can say the war is ending.
Almost did from UKTV History this evening, but over on UKTV Gold shortly, Sean Bean and Liz Hurley get Napoleonic in a feature-length adventure for Sharp.